Hey everybody, it's Rusty, Rusty's Backyard RC. Today we wrapped our shooting on step 2, Junior Gets Some Brass, where we did all of our installs of our brass components. I'll just throw some pictures up there. And we put them up on the wall, the big guy over there, if I can get it around to... Anyways, you'll see in the video. One of the aspects of the build, I don't want to say a build, but the whole purpose was they were parts easily to be upgraded. You can just throw on and go. That didn't take a whole lot of work, and I had a ball doing it, even though it took me 3 takes before I got it right. Not necessarily before I got it right, but 2 before I realized that I wasn't hitting the record button. So, anyways, so in my haste from dealing with what I've had to deal with the past couple of days and getting this done, which is great because it's all a learning experience, I skipped over shocks. Shocks are another upgrade that they're easily changed out. That doesn't take very long. In fact, we're going to take care of that right now. But within all the suspension goodies that are going to be going on to Junior, I've got the hot racing. These are the 43 millimeter double barrels, and so those are going to be going on. But the 43s are going to they're going to be really tall on here. So those are going to be, of course, work better with our P blocks, the new tires and wheels. So what I want to do real quick is I want to throw these on. These are by Power Hobby, and these are actually closer to the stock size that are on here now. So we're going to do a really quick shock swap. Hey, there we go, shock swap. But again, the whole idea of doing this, I've never built one before. I love RC. I used to do RC when I was a kid, and you grow up, which is sad because we all have to grow up, don't we? So I've reconnected with it, and I just want to share it with everybody because it's a lot of fun. I have a lot of enjoyment out of doing stuff. I tinker a lot. I'm kind of a mechanic, a jack of all trades with different things that I do, and I have done, you know, from working on something as simple as this guy to working on a scrambler up at my old job. It was just a big ride. It was round and round and round and round. You can look it up. Look up Scrambler, and you can probably find one in Tulsa, Springfield, and I don't think there's one in St. Louis. But anyways, so with shocks, because I wanted to do suspensions separate. I'm trying to do all this, you know, separate, of course. But so with suspension, these are I've got a set we've got the hot racing. These are the aluminum suspension linkage, and then this is their what is it? Rear axle truss upper link. Yeah, talk about tongue twisters. And we've got I've got a set of the Endura high clearance links. So and these are going to be fun because look at all those little parts in there. Yeah, we get to put it together. Isn't that cool? So there's suspension. With that suspension, here's the hot racing aluminum skid plate. It's going to go on the bottom of there. So that's one whole little series all on its own. And then, you know, you want to start talking about all these little things like drivetrains. We've got the motor. We've got a new motor that's going to be going into Junior here. It's the Markfire, the high torque 50T. That's going to be going in. That's that'll be a whole deal. And you know, I got thinking I'm going to be using, you know, because I don't want to. I mean, you can because you know, but I wanted to make it a little beefier, so I went ahead and got the Mount Racing. These guys right here. It's really easier for me just to show you than have to make a list. This is the transmission case, the billet aluminum. So that's one, because we're going to put metal gears in it. again by Power Hobby. Those are going to be going in. And then we got the Hot Racing, I'm going to cover up the price, there we go. The Hot Racing drive shafts. These are the steel center drive shafts, front and rear. So there's part of drivetrain. And then we've got, again by Hot Racing, these are their billet aluminum axle casings. And we've got the front and rear, which will be taking all of the gears and drives and all the good stuff out of these and putting them in these, so we get to build some transmissions. That's cool. That's a whole nother video. But anyways, you might ask, where the heck are you getting all these parts from? Well, there's a couple places in Kansas City where you can get parts. If you are north of the river on the Missouri side, it is Hobbytown, and they're easy to find on their website. They got websites. But if you're on the Kansas side of the river, there's really only one place where you can get all these goodies, all this stuff. Little trucks, big trucks like Mudbug. Come on, big guy. Look at there. That's Mudbug. He's the Traxxas Sport Kit. So you're going to see him around too, but not today. But you know what? Let's just, well, I don't want to reach back up there, so let's set him on the wall and see if he'll stay there just long enough to. No, way too heavy. That's okay. Hobby Haven. They are they are in Overland Park, Kansas, located off 10560 Metcalf. Brian and the guys down there are very patient with me, and I appreciate it, because I'll stand at the display case and look in there like a little kid with a quarter on a gumball machine, hoping which one I could get. And they're very patient when I come in there. So Brian, thanks, I appreciate it. And you go to Hobby Haven, it's part of Kansas City's hidden gem of kiddom, of having fun when you're a kid. I was shopping there when I was like 12, 13. I'm 51, and they're still there. So check them out, Hobby Haven. Their, let's see, website is, I feel bad because I didn't write it, I didn't look it up, and hey Brian, buddy, you didn't write it down, but here, can we do this? Hey, look in there. So, check them out. Okay. So, oh, and we've got, it's going to be much easier to take all of that stuff and just put it on here on another chassis than it will be to take this one apart, take this apart, take that. It's not the way it's going to work. This is going to end up probably being a whole truck on its own eventually. But I'm going to move the camera around so we can get down and you can see into the yard, and we'll put on some shocks. And I think, because the weather's nice outside still and it's not dark yet, I don't think it's fair just to put him on a fabricated obstacle. I love it, and it's tough. It's tough for this guy, but it's Rusty's backyard, and we got a little crawler track outside. So let me get reset up and we'll head outside. Okay, let's get at these shocks. So got you down here in the yard, trying a different camera angle than the top-down view. To be honest, it's really hard to set up, and I've got one camera for now, but we're just going to do it this way because I want to get it outside so you can see, because it's got to be, you got to see it out in the field. It's not fair to judge a little crawler on a homemade obstacle as much as we love the homemade obstacle. So we work quickly. Remember what I said from the other video, these hubs just fall right on out, so go ahead and pull them off and get your pin out. Pull the pins. Got magic tray. I'll try not to hit that as much as I noticed when I was in post with the other one that you kept hearing like somebody's ringing a bell. So I'll do my best not to hit that as much. Pull it back. Set that one off to the side. I suppose I should say tomorrow is the first day of 2023, so I will say now, if I forget, I hope everybody has a fun and safe New Year tonight. Don't be silly. Don't be out there and drinking and driving, among other things now. Okay. Come on. There we go. Let's go over here. Stick those right on the side of that magnet. Charge them up. Okay. So there's our brass inserts. And as I learned today, these are not made by Hot Racing. They are made by MT Racing. That was my bad. Correct that as we speak now. The little hubs are Hot Racing. Anyways, let's get our shocks out. Okay. There are a few different ways folks run their shocks, and some people run them upside down, some people run them without the spring, and that's all to come later on in the suspension series. So we'll delve into that later. Let's just get these shocks on. Now the stock shocks, oh, tell me we're not going to have to take that hub off. I thought we were going to have to take that hub off to be able to get in there to get to it. But luckily for us, we don't have to. So, there we go. There's they're both the same size. So, closest to stock. I'm going to move this light down towards you close a little bit. That way. Yeah, that way you can see better. Okay. Now, take a look at that guy again real quick. Okay. So these come with another set of springs, and I would imagine they are probably stiffer than what are on here currently. We're going to pull one out and try it. Just kind of judge with our... Oh. Ha! Look at that. Look. There's no magical tool coming out of that one. Oh, I see. Okay. My bad. My bad, Power Hobby. Somebody's probably going, because, man, you take your other shocks and springs and put them in this one. So, let's pull one of these. Oh, yeah, these are a lot. Kind of hard to get. Yeah, those are super soft. Compared to those are much stronger. So we're going to go with these. So, Like the guy said, man, put the springs back on the other side if you don't use them. That's pretty clever. This side came with the springs, and then it gives you an empty Ziploc side to put to put your springs back in of your choice. So. Put these back in here. I should be hurrying. Shouldn't be messing with this. Okay. We'll just take our stock shocks and set them off to the side. You need to use their hardware. Always use the hardware that comes with it. Even if it's plastic or brass, no matter what, use what they send you. Because remember, on that steering linkage, the axial steering linkage screws are just a little bit bigger than the thread size on those knuckles. And on the aluminum transmission casings, these guys over here, same deal. So be careful. Okay. Okay. Now I'm looking at where these shocks mount, and the screws are pretty long. I don't know if you can see that gap there, how much thread I've got to go. But what I'm worried about, come on, fingers, is if that screw's too long, and it's going to poke through the other side in the frame, which I haven't seen it come through yet. Cool. Nope. Nope. In the search for articulation on your shocks, if you gives you just a little bit more, back that screw out so that the shock can move freely. That it has a little bit of play in it. See, I don't have it so tight that it doesn't have any play. That will give you a little more movement. I'm really excited to get him out, outside. But. Wow, that's a huge difference. Nice. Okay, here's one side. Put this side down. Now this shock here that I'm pulling off of now was one that when I ran that screw into that axle and the screw broke off, I popped the ball out of there that rides in there because the screw was attached to it. In fact, you're not going to be able to see this on camera, but yeah, you can't see that. Too tiny. Anyways, I still got it. So I did end up having to use a different screw from another little assembly kit. But you can pop those out, like I was saying. You could probably do the same thing on the stock suspension system or the stock steering linkage and pop that ball out and then use the hardware that came with your the steering linkage, and you'd probably be okay. But you didn't hear that from me. If you want to try it, try it. But if you break it, you break it. And only. Okay. got to have a little bit of play. I need to slow down a little bit. I'm getting excited. I'm like, come on, let's go. We're going to the crawler trail. We're going to the crawler track. Yay! I know what Junior's thinking. Why don't you put your glasses on, old man, so you can see. There we go. Okay. You can see that. Go in. Much stiffer compared to back here, so. And these will be a little bit quicker because we don't have that knuckle to deal with. I've already been through loosen these guys up a little bit. Now I'm not, if you take them both out at the same time, you run the risk of that drive shaft coming apart, so. That's why I'm just doing them one at a time. Remind myself that part of the backyard is not being supported by the table. Back it off just a little bit. Yeah, maybe you can see better on the upper view. I don't know. I'll have to see once I get you guys in the post. Okay, there we go. So now we can get them together. Get the hubs back on. Where are my pins? The pin. Oh, here I'm ringing that bell again. Sorry. Little bitty lock nuts. And I always try to squeeze the tire when I'm putting tires on so that it doesn't force the axle to turn. It turns everything. So try to be nice. Try to be gentle. There it is. Still haven't cleaned out my tray from today. All week. Oh, we're getting close. All right. Okay. There. Looks pretty good. Much different than the other ones were. Very nice. Very nice. And those went on really quick compared to everything else we've been doing. Yeah. I don't know if I like doing it this way. I kind of do. I don't know. I might have to take some getting used to. You're going to hear Jen. Mama is home. over a day at work. Get this pocket. Come on. We're going to go ahead and get him put back together proper, since we're going to take him out on the out to the course. While shooting the brass, Junior gets some brass. I was just clipping it on the front, and the back end was loose. So get that put back proper. Oop. There we go. Okay. Much better. It's not so much like a bobblehead like it was before. Nice and tight. Good and stiff. Oh, that sounded bad, didn't it? I'm happy with it. And then, you know, when we go to do our body modifications, I picked up a couple things this week. I'm pretty sure I'm going to reshoot the decal video, because I did it the way I did it when I was a kid, and technology has come a long ways. So I'm waiting on, I got the micro solution, microsol, and I'm waiting for the micro set to come in, and we're probably going to redo the decals. But, all right, cool. So there he is, shocks and all. How about we go outside? Okay, guys. So this is why we call it Rusty's Backyard RC. Here's our little short dirt track that's muddy now, of course, after the snow melt off. But so this is our just a little quick track, gives us something to run on. Go up here. Yeah, I didn't think that was fair to do all that work, do all that stuff on the truck, and then not run it out on an actual course. So here we go. I know it looks kind of a mess, but now this course is, I set it up for 110, but I mean, you know, crawlers should be able to crawl anywhere, right? So we'll get him out here and run him on some stuff. Usually there's water coming down on that, but it's winter, so. Oh, bummer. Yeah, I didn't see that. Yeah. Nothing that can't be fixed. In fact, everything's settled, so I'll have to redo it come spring, but it'll be another cool little project. And then here's our deal going up. Rock platform, which you see what I did is I just made a leg for a pallet and attached it back on the back side of the fence. And there's the cable bridge. You can kind of see that. That's always a fun one. So, okay, well, here you have it. You'll get another rundown of it come spring, because it's all going to get redone and reset up. So anyways, let's get the truck down and we'll do some crawling. There we go. Hey, so you guys got a chance to see the backyard. I know it's not as big as what what people may have been thinking, but we still have a lot of fun on our little tracks back there. So yeah, we got Junior on the crawler, on our 110 crawler track, and I think he did pretty good. I think he did pretty good for a little truck. The brass, I think, definitely helps. I mean, we showed that it helps up on the wall. So I think well worth the upgrades. And there's just so much out there for these trucks that you can really kind of get lost in buying parts, but that's what's the fun part about it. So, but anyways, yep, we got to see Junior outside and got some more stuff done to him. So other stuff coming up, like I said earlier, there's drivetrain stuff coming up, there's suspension stuff coming up, there's body work coming up, and all kinds of other things. And of course, I've already started to build my inventory of parts for our next build. So, which probably, here's our first part, our high clearance leaks for the Endura. I may be doing a whole finding a chassis and motors and kind of piecing together a build for the fun of it. So that'll be one of them. But anyways, well, thanks for coming by. I appreciate it. Like and subscribe, share the channel. I know we're new and all, but hey, the numbers are going up and so are the followers, and I greatly appreciate all the support I can get. So thanks. Oh, and hey, I'm going to go ahead and put the information for Hobby Haven down in the description below, so that you have that information. Get down there and check those guys out. Like I said, they have been around for a long time. And Brian and those guys are super helpful down there, and they're very patient with me. So anyways, thanks for stopping in at Rusty's Backyard RC. Stay charged.